Good morning and welcome in everyone. Before we get into this morning's update, let's go over a quick spin across the market real quick. As XRP remains a little hot here, we're back over and holding that $2.29 mark. And XRP has a technical move up if it can hold this push to roughly $2.71 is the technical target. We do have mid-tier resistance along the way at 242, 252, 265 pivot point. The 229 is the major area right now to get past. And if we can get past and hold, it's going to be very volatile to the upside. So that's what we're looking at for XRP. We're looking to hold 229 and continue moving up very volatilely. I believe we're in a wave 3, whether you want to call it a micro movement of a wave 3 of a further wave 5 or just a bona fide third wave. I believe XRP is in the midst of it. Now, did we start the second wave down here or end the second wave down at $1.62 and start a third wave? That is the debate right now that we won't know unless XRP breaks above 265 and starts moving or ends up breaking down a little bit and back test around, smaller areas or just breaks down altogether. So that is the dynamic, and the dilemma here is that we are kind of stuck in no man's land even to this point. Even though we're over the top right now, that 229 resistance, we've cleared it with plenty of space over that where's the uptrend right now in real time? So in real time, we need to be over 218 roughly. So holding that $2.18 mark is a very good signal. We bounced out of it with a nice recovery, double bottom. Now we need to see if this is going to fade through back to 218, if this pushes up to 265. We need to see exactly how this next movement ends up developing or transpires. So with that being said, good morning. 8:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I do appreciate everybody for tuning in. We got the U.S. waking up, Pacific Standard Time, which would be the West Coast, will be waking up at 9:30 a.m. U.S. wakes up 6:30 a.m., which is, we're coming within the Mendoza line right now about when we wake up. So usually if we have downward volatility, it happens early a.m., and then we start to work ourselves back up. But we need to see if these are fake outs. Bitcoin came up to 111,000. And now we could backtest, like we said yesterday, at 107,460. I know there's questions like data. I talked about the 0148, but it's got to hold it. It can't just go up there and not hold. So now we're at that point now. Are we holding this? It used to be 0.108 or 148. Now it's lowered a little bit in real time. It's 1459. So 0.01459 is what you want to hold in real time. A couple days ago, yes, it was farther back at 148 on January 9th on Monday. But now that we're into Wednesday, all of a sudden that number's come down to 14596, and we've gotten below it right now. 4-hour reversal candle engulfing to the downside. Could be coming down to test some support down here at 1425. Or, so we'll see if it can maintain, break down. So looks like a double bottom's been put in. Patience is going to be needed for this. If it comes back down, you can always buy more, or you can re-enter. You can enter for the first time, but that 14597 roughly, or 4593. So 015 right here. 145. So I would just say 0147. It's come down though. It's not 0148 now. It's like 0146. It's come down a couple percent since Monday. So that's just something we'll pay attention to. And then like this, that's something I had for me, but this is what it's actually set up like. And you guys should be familiar with this from when we were doing the live. So that's the kind of setup it's in the short term. Trying to break out of longer term, you can see how it's denoted. So just pay attention to that. XCN down 3.6%. And right now it failed to break up so far. It's failed to break up. We had a little bull flag there, but it's rounding. We'll see if this can hold. Still looks like a setup. Nice reversal. If you're asking me, Probably just trying to test, see if this is a little inverse head and shoulders. We're basically to the limit now, though. So that correction's basically happened. So we'll watch to see how that goes. We'll talk about more on that with AMP, with XEN and data. We'll look and talk more about that during the live tonight. And if it does roll over, we'll look for the next opportunities. I mean, I think we know where the opportunities are, but, you know, it's in real time. So we're in consolidatory phase. Ethereum's down 1.39% after a nice volatile spike up yesterday. So it's to be expected. We had volatile breakouts. And now we're going to see if we can hold this in the smaller time frames to push out. If Ethereum holds this, it's got a hell of a move up. So these are good consolidations. Looks like it's starting to reverse here in the smaller time frame. So we'll just see. Ethereum's the gatekeeper of any further move. Bitcoin theoretically hasn't back tested the breakout yet at 107,700. So if you're asking me if you haven't taken a trade on Bitcoin and you're looking to take some leverage, if it holds 107,757 would be a good area. That's only about 1,700 points from here, $1,800. So we'll see if we have some consolidation to the downside. But our focus remains XRP right now. I'm XRP future millionaire. I like to go around the market. But right now, XRP, we haven't got any volatile swing to the upside. And what we're seeing right now is a possible breakout attempt as we have the golden cross happening in the 4-hourly. The 50 is crossing the 100 pretty much as we speak. And then we'll try to cross the 200 for a little bit more confirmation on that golden cross. The 50 crossing the 200 instead of just the 20 crossing the 200. So that's what we're trying to see in real time. Market does look like a short-term pattern flip to the upside is taking place, but we haven't cleared these big areas yet. So we've got a lot of volatility to go, a lot of movement to go, but I still think unless we break down, which is very possible, you know, and then if it breaks down, we'll just have to measure the next layers, and we know the next layers. It's just we're going to see if we can break out of these ranges. With DGB, I'd be surprised if it doesn't at least come to a third tap of resistance before breaking down, which could bring us up to like that 1.2 cent area. And the support underneath is right around 0085. So just pay attention to that DGB. And that's in the micro. So still makes me nervous, this market. I still feel like some kind of event's going to happen that we can't predict right now. And as I've told everybody, if you're in a position and it ends up breaking down and you are wise to it, you sell it. And especially if it's a smaller trade, like a swing trade or a short-term trade in the micro. And then if it breaks down your support, you sell it. You're on BitUnix. You don't worry about it. And you buy the next structure down. And you'll be able to buy more tokens than you had to begin with. Your portfolio might be a little bit smaller, but you'll have more tokens. And then when it eventually rebounds, as you suspect it will, assuming it does, you'll end up having more portfolio value along the way. So there are strategic ways to do this. There's no guarantee this is going up. I'm very uneasy with the market right now. Doesn't appear to be acting in the right fundamental positioning as far as volume and things like that. But we do have a lot of inverse head and shoulders that look like they want to play out. It's just a matter of, are they going to play out? Were some of the prior days events fake outs? We got DAG down 8%, basically giving back exactly what it went up. Axelar is still doing pretty good. It's come down from about 60 cents, but it's building some kind of flag here and might have to touch the 20-day at 43. So definitely a consolidatory day happening right now. XRP Healthcare, real quick since we're on this page, starting to fade up a little bit. This is one that's starting to fade up, so we'll see if this breaks out at all. It's got a big inverse pattern, big inverse head and shoulders long term. And once it breaks up, it's going to be special. It's going to be very special. If you want to see this break up to the next layer up here around the 11.5 cents, we're going to have to start holding 7.1 cent pretty religiously here. And then we'll get some volatility. And right now we've held it and we're pushing up. Just real quick on the precious metals market, then I'm going to release this. Gold's up $9.60 an ounce. The gold-silver ratio is up 1.14% to 91.93. Crude oil's up 2.19% to $66.12 per barrel. U.S. 10-year government bonds being bought up a bit, up 3 basis points or 0.63% to 4.5% on the 10-year bond. Really 10-year yield. DXY slipped back over barely over 99 spot. It's at 99.05. And then the mining stocks correcting, as we talked about before yesterday's open, should be correcting. Silver came up to a move it hasn't hit in a while, so it's going to try to hold $36 and see where we're at. B2 gold's down 1/4 pre-market, about 3% overall from yesterday to 359. Pan America Silver is down about 83 cents per ounce or per share from yesterday and in pre-market to 28.38. First Majestic is off by about 0.3% if you count yesterday in pre-market at $8.36. Fortuna was down 1.43%, flat in pre-market at $6.87. We had some nice volatile swings, so now we're getting some corrections, but as is par for the course. So we're going to watch this market. We're going to prepare for this market. And if you're in a position in this market, you have a set plan. It's not money you're planning on using. You're looking at it as an investment strategy. But even if it is an investment tool, let's pay attention to these breakdown areas as well. And if they happen, let's not be afraid to make some kind of further movement. Have a blessed day, everybody. Don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.